So, do you guys remember the name Kelly Bryant? Not Kelly Leak. Kelly Leak was the kid that looked like a younger version of Steve Nash in Bad News Bears. That's Kelly Leak. Kelly Bryant was the starting quarterback for Clemson after Deshaun Watson. They went to the college football playoff the year between Deshaun Watson and last year. After Deshaun Watson and early last year before he was ultimately beaten out by Trevor Lawrence. Now, he wasn't actually announced to be the backup, but it did feel like it was trending that way. And before the Syracuse game, he announced his intentions to graduate and transfer. He did so. He transferred to the University of Missouri. He's going to be their starting quarterback in the SEC this year. So Kelly Bryant has a national championship ring from when he was the backup to Deshaun Watson. He has an ACC championship ring. But he will not have a 2019 college football championship ring because, to quote his former head coach, Dabo Swinney, he wasn't on the team. You got to be on the team to get a ring. I love Kelly and appreciate what he did for us, but he decided to move on. And of course, like everything where somebody in management, somebody in ownership, somebody in coaching, somebody in the organization takes a stand against one of the players, it's viewed as Dabo Swinney. He made $9 million last year. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Dabo Swinney makes $9 million because every team Dabo Swinney has coached has gotten better and better and better, and now they're a consistent contender for a national championship. Players come, players leave. Clemson has remained a consistent competitor and the only team to dethrone Alabama as kings of college football. You want to talk about somebody who generates more money than he makes? I give you Dabo Swinney, who was a walk-on in Alabama, who lived with his mom while he's at Alabama, who was a wide receivers coach, the interim coach, the head coach, and yeah, now, 25 years later, after remarkable, ridiculous, consecutive, and consistent success, he gets paid. Because that's how it works as a professional. You start as collegiate, then you decide what profession you're going into, then you work your way up the ladder. But somehow he's seen as the bad guy because he said, no. Now, the easy, here, let's just let him have a ring thing, probably would have been the, I don't want to have a fight. Don't want to have a fight. But if you actually remember, if you really want to get to context, how it went down, he was not named the backup. He was going to play. And the game after he decided to leave, he decided to transfer, Trevor Lawrence got hurt and they almost lost to Syracuse. Do you guys remember that? That's the only game they almost lost last year in ACC play, was Syracuse at home. And why? Trevor Lawrence barely played because he got hurt. And had Kelly Bryant been there, he would have played that game and could have regained his status as the number one quarterback. Probably wouldn't have happened because he's not as good as Trevor Lawrence, especially throwing the deep ball, but maybe. Not only was he not on the team, he wasn't even at the stadium. He could have simply said, hey, coach, I don't want to play, but in break glass in case of emergency, I will be ready. I will play. And if not, I'm going to graduate on time and then transfer. So I want you to think about what Clemson did for Kelly Bryant. Right? He did get to start for them. He got to start for them at the beginning of last year as well. He got a college degree, even though he didn't play football halfway through what was his senior season at Clemson. They didn't stop him from getting a scholarship knowing he was going to transfer. None of that. No. They didn't fight the transfer. They didn't like it. They didn't fight it. They didn't say a bad word about him. And all they said was, you left. You didn't put in on this, man. And maybe he did in training camp, and maybe he did in the early parts of the season, and maybe there's an argument to be made there, and I probably would have told Dabo, just give him the ring. Who cares? But we've gotten to this place where we want zero ramifications. None. For the athletes. None. Can't cut them. 4-year scholarship. You do, it's going to hurt your APR. You better have a damn good reason. Oh, they got to sit out for a year? Even though sitting out for a year can be life-changing. Can get you balance, can help your grades, can build your body, can work on your game, can get you ready so that you don't waste any time splitting time, can make you prove yourself, get a part of the culture. That year off can be paramount in your success. But we don't want that. That's bad. I've told people before, you transfer, you leave. You're not going back to Clemson for the national championship celebration for the team, the 2017 team. Like, that's not happening. The 2000, 2016, 2017, Deshaun Watson led Clemson Tigers. When they have, in 2026 or 27, whenever they have their reunion, and it's 10 years since the national championship, and do you think Kelly Bryant's going to show up and go, hey, guys, hey, how are you? Kelly Bryant, remember me? I was the backup that year. Right? Remember that time we beat Alabama? Right? Guys, remember? Remember? Yeah. No. And the other part is that while he may have great success at Missouri, he's not really a Missouri guy now either. Like, what they don't tell you is if you go somewhere for 1 year and you're a mercenary, you're just a mercenary. There's nothing more awkward on senior night than grad transfers coming out going like, yeah, man, we've put at least 6 good hard months together. Brotherhood. We told you that it was weird that Kevin Durant's going to get a statue and his number retired in Golden State. He was there 3 years. He's there 3 years. Like, they're not going to retire Kawhi Leonard's number in Toronto. Well, maybe in Toronto. Yeah. Canada. So nice. Except when KD gets hurt. So nice. Sorry, dude. Sometimes you leave, you don't get any. That's just the way it works. I mean, I actually think this is fair, but you should wake up every morning and say, life's not fair. No one owes me anything. Got to create my own happiness. That's the way it works. And Kelly Bryant decides he wants to play. Okay. He didn't want to play. He could have sat there and been a great soldier and got a chance to play some behind Trevor Lawrence, but he decided his decision as a grown-up was to graduate from Clemson, which is a great degree. It's a very good school. Now he, by the way, is going to he can have a master's degree from Missouri. They have to pay for him to finish his master's if he wants to stay or whenever he wants to come back. Another great school. His decision was to leave, knowing full well that this could happen. And when it happened, they don't send him a ring. And I know we live in this culture where the announcer gets a ring. You know, the broadcast engineer gets a ring. The student assistant gets a ring. Anybody close to the program gets a ring. Like, I don't love that either. Honestly, I like guys on the team and coaches on the team getting a ring. But I do understand that some people put in a ton of hard work and they go to every game and every practice. That's a hard one for me. But you leave the team mid-year, and again, context does matter. He left, could have been in uniform at the stadium against Syracuse and still not played if they wanted to potentially pull off the redshirt year. He played 4 games, and that's the new rule. That's the most you can play. In the 5th game, Trevor Lawrence got hurt. You chose to leave. And with that choice, with every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. You guys remember that? Things we were taught as kids are in fact true. You should do unto others as you want done unto you. And for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's life. That's actually physics, not life. And life. So I think Dabo could have avoided this deal. I think this feels a little bit like Baker Mayfield, if you're not with us, you're against us, or you're just not with us. But I absolutely understand where they're coming from, which is it wasn't just that you left. You left midweek of a big game week and we had our quarterback go down, and that would have been your opportunity to show that you belong, and you chose to shun that opportunity, which to us says you don't want this championship ring. Totally avoidable. But when you're Dabo Swinney and you're trying to build a culture and trying to get guys who stay and understanding the transfer culture, you got to let them understand exactly what they're giving up. Hi, I'm Doug Gottlieb from Fox Sports Radio, and you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel where you can hear and see me. Why not? Plus everybody else who's awesome here in Fox Sports Radio.